ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world show made for the fans by a fan. I'm your host, as always, Richard Tiemann. This is the ever-growing, always expanding, award-winning fan show. Well, thank you all for joining me on this Thursday edition. If you are joining me, I won't see the stats until after. But preseason football is upon us. Oh my God, football! Ah! That's our reaction when preseason starts. Even though I feel like my reaction to it is, oh, football's here, and I love football. But it is that because some people just kind of go overboard. You know those people that do the countdown to Christmas right after Christmas, right? You know, it's just like, oh my God, there's only like 118 Saturdays until Christmas. And it's like, dude, chill. Like, just pump the brakes a little bit. You got time. I get it. Christmas is your holiday. Football is your sport. Football's my sport. But between the draft, OTAs, training camp, Hard Knocks, and the Hall of Fame game, it's like when preseason's here, I am happy about it because that means that the regular season is that much closer. But I don't go just ape shit for it. I don't. I can't. It's preseason football. Now, given that statement, tonight the 49ers do play. They are at home. We will see Jimmy G, not Richard Sherman, but Jimmy G, and they will take on the Dallas Cowboys. I'm going to mean tweet at Mark Istook all night long. And although it's preseason and doesn't mean a thing, it's fun, right? So we're going to have fun with it. We're going to make the most of it because chances are, at least my rule for preseason is that if you make predictions for preseason, like if you're trying to break down the game, you are bolder than I, good sir or ma'am. And props to you. The way that preseason usually works is that the team that has no business winning will more than likely win. And for that, I'm going to say that the Dallas Cowboys would probably win, but no. I'm going to say go Niners, okay? Because why not? The other games, of course, happening this evening. Let's go ahead and take a look around the league. This is part of the highlights portion of tonight's fan show. Headlines, of course, brought to you by Dynamite Enterprises. Hit up Ethan at dynamiteenterprises.com. He's going to customize your world, man. It's like, I'm going to rock your world. He's going to customize your world with his amazing skills and machine work that he has at his disposal. If you want your logo or custom artwork on it, he can make it happen, including boxers. Yes, underwear. We did confirm that if he can find a place to get underwear to embroider or screen print or whatever, he can do it. So there you go. Marketing gold right there for merchandising. But if it's custom embroidery, screen print, t-shirts, hats, foam fingers, trophies, coasters, whatever, he can put your stuff on it. And I love that I know that, and I love that he can do that. He's a money pit, but he's a great money pit. So Ethan at Dynamite Enterprises telling that the fan show sent you. Hey, I heard about you on the fan show. Yo, yeah, let's work this out. Headlines, of course, the NAL, National Arena League playoffs, start this weekend. Matchup number 1. The Massachusetts Pirates, the number 1 seed Massachusetts Pirates, are hosting the number 4 seed Columbus Lions. And then we have the Carolina Cobras. The number 2 seed Carolina Cobras are going to host the Jacksonville Sharks, the reigning, defending, undisputed Jacksonville Sharks, who are looking to repeat, but they've got a pretty big obstacle in their way in the Cobras, led by Billy Back, who might get named Coach of the Year. I don't know. It's a tough call between him and Amir Ishmael. Awards will, I think, be out next week. Mine are probably going to be out tomorrow. I'll just throw them out there tomorrow after work. So, yes, for those of you wanting to know, Saturday, tune in at 4 Eastern or at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. Lions and Pirates, oh my. And then Tuesday, 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific, Sharks and Cobras. Winner moves on to the championship game. Will it be the Pirates and Cobras? Will it be a rematch of last year's, the Lions and the Sharks? Will it be the Lions and Cobras? Will it be the Pirates and Sharks? You got to tune in. You got to find out. We'll know half the equation Saturday. We'll know the other half Tuesday night. But speaking of tonight, living in the now, right now, we have preseason football going on. In the first quarter with just over 2 minutes left, Carolina and Buffalo both tied at 7. First quarter with just over 4 minutes left, Chicago and Cincinnati both tied at 7. Second quarter just getting underway in Jacksonville. They lead New Orleans 7-3. And first quarter, just about 2 minutes left there. Miami trailing Tampa Bay 6-3. Then we have first quarter with over probably let's say 3 minutes left in the first quarter. Cleveland over New York, the football Giants, 7-3 right now. Then we have Philly and Pittsburgh, the Battle of Pennsylvania, as they call it. They're getting ready to go into their second quarter here. Steelers lead it 7-0. Then L.A. and Baltimore, scoreless. That game just got underway. Washington and New England, scoreless. That game just underway. Still to come, Tennessee at Green Bay, Houston at Kansas City, Dallas at San Francisco, and Indy at Seattle. As soon as the show's over, I will go to my destination to enjoy the rest of the preseason festivities and do some live tweeting. It's always fun. Follow me at F.A.N Show Official. And yeah, this is preseason. Enjoy it how you may. If you have your own drinking game, I support that. That's good stuff. Last night, in case you missed it, we had Ray Billings, the man behind Tombstone, the BattleBot's greatest villain. The fight card for tomorrow night has been announced, and that fight card is as follows. So for your robotics news, BattleBots resumes its regularly scheduled program. Not that it wasn't last week, but that was the Desperado tournament. So we have Chomp versus Warhead, Warhawk versus Overhaul, Ultimo Destructo versus Witch Doctor, Rotator versus Scorpios, and your main event, the return of the mighty Tombstone against the family affair that is Whiplash, the Vasquez family. Bonus content on the Science Channel Wednesday will include Sharkoprion versus Gemini. That was a fight I was there to see. Very excited because I do have a post-fight interview with one of those two team members. That's right. So you'll want to pay attention for that coming at you Wednesday. And in pop culture news, movies this weekend that are about to hit theaters tomorrow include The Black Klansman, which this one has rave reviews. Like, I can't even believe it. The Black Klansman, and then, of course, we have The Meg, right? The Meg, which is Jaws for 2018. And let's see here. So the Meg. The Meg and The Black Klansman. Oh, funny stuff. No, that's not what I want. I want IMDb. Or no, I don't want IMDb. I want Fandango. Yeah, The Meg is the big one, the big summer hit, right? The late summer hit. The Black Klansman, Mission Impossible Fallout still in theaters. So there's plenty that you can catch. If you want to go to a movie, you've got some options. You've got The Black Klansman, The Meg, Slender Man. That's right, the movie based on the popular video game Slender Man movie. That's going to be out tomorrow. Dog Days, Christopher Robin, The Darkest Minds, Death of a Nation, The Spy Who Dumped Me, Mission Impossible Fallout, Teen Titans Go, to the movies, The Equalizer 2, Mamma Mia, 8th Grade, Hotel Transylvania 3, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Jurassic World, The Incredibles 3, Tag are still in theaters, at least in Spokane anyway. It must be a slow time for movies right now. This is when The Rock should have released Skyscraper. It would have kicked ass. Oh, but coulda, shoulda, right? In wrestling news, we do get closer and closer to SummerSlam. Paul Heyman, I finally saw the segment. I gotta say, man, that is the stuff of... I don't know if you can win an Emmy for how you do in the wrestling world, but man, he'd be my vote for that. Incredible job. Well done, Paul Heyman. What would the wrestling world be like without Paul Heyman? I don't like to think about it. I don't. But in other wrestling news, Ronda Rousey, Monday night, she had her first official match on Raw. I feel like her and Brock Lesnar have appeared in matches the same amount of time, but over the course of like different times, right? Since Mania, I think they've both appeared probably the same amount of times, and it's crazy because people know that that's what's to be expected with Lesnar, but that's not what's to be expected with Rousey, because when she was signed, it was told to everyone that she was all in. This was her full-time job. She didn't want special treatment, and it hasn't been her full-time job, and she's gotten a lot of special treatment, and sometimes I can't do it. I can't. That will conclude today's headlines. I will continue to update you on the scores as they happen. Cincinnati just got another touchdown, so they lead Chicago 14-7. Jacksonville got a field goal, so they lead New Orleans 10-3. All the scores right now are the same, except Pittsburgh got a touchdown. They lead Philly 7-0. And Baltimore is in the red zone. NFL's here. Football! And we will be right back with more of the Fan Show right after this. You're listening to The Fan Show, your home for all things football and nonsense. My special guest tonight, Farouk. Farouk, welcome.
He's no expert, but here's the thing. Football and nonsense is what he brings. Sports talk with a twist. It's The Fan Show.
Do you know him as Kevin from the League? It is none other than very funny Steve Ranazzisi.
99% of the population doesn't know who I am, but the 1% do. They yell and scream inappropriate things at me in public.
Kyle Ray. Kyle, welcome.
And I was like, wow, I think we just saw the whole Super Bowl, Phillip. It's like that scene in The Simpsons, like, why rent the movie? I just saw the best part.
Funny man Brad Williams.
Yeah, I'm here. I flew in just for your podcast. I've heard about this podcast. I've heard it's fantastic.
It's Mac and Farva, but they are my special guests tonight. Steve Lemmy, Kevin Heffernan.
I was in Mexico for 10 weeks in a Speedo. Like, that was me going to work. I was putting on a Speedo.
Farva is the most fun to play, and it was a blast to do that again, to do Farva again.
So then the makeup artist had to put Vaseline on your body, right?
Yeah.
And then put the powdered sugar on top of that. Is your name really Richard Siemens?
Listen live every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday night on Spreaker.com, or subscribe to the podcast on iTunes and SoundCloud. All right, so Phil's not answering. Mr. Barnett, we'll see. I texted him and Craig the Leg, his roommate, to let him know that he is up. We confirmed the time yesterday. Sometimes I just gotta breathe. Just gotta breathe. I know stuff comes up all the time. It just bugs me. It's probably nothing that he did or didn't do. Like it just bugs me. That's all. Like in a perfect world, everyone would be ready for their interview when it's time for their interview. So we'll give him some time to call. In the meantime, though, can't miss plays. Saquon Barkley goes 39 yards on his first rush as a Giant. Now, it's against the Browns, so I'm not going to put a whole lot into it. I think they're going to hype this up a lot, though. They are going to milk this highlight for everything that it is worth. Let's see. Man, there's just not a lot going on right now. Oh, I love that the NFL website is just plastered with this Saquon highlight, right? This Barkley highlight, and it won't even count. It's not regular season stats, so it's like, watch his first NFL rush. It doesn't count. Like, it doesn't at all. I don't understand sometimes. New Orleans is in the red zone. Philly is in the red zone. And if I can't get a hold of Phillip Barnett, this might be a short show. Sorry, folks. I do what I can. But I'm limited. I am a wee bit limited here on my end. It's all right, though, I'm not mad at him. He was on last time I had him. Okay. Well, I said I was going to give you guys predictions for these games. So let's go over them. Washington and New England. Now, New England's kind of the exception when it comes to preseason stuff because they tend to win no matter what. So I'm going to pick New England over Washington. I really hope that Alex Smith has a great first outing with Washington in this first preseason game. Tennessee will probably beat Green Bay. Kansas City and Houston. I'd like to see Houston win just so everybody that's been on that Mahomes hype train might quiet down a little bit. But I'm sure that if he so much as makes a completion, you're going to see that on highlight, on repeat tomorrow. I think San Francisco is going to beat Dallas, and Indy will probably beat Seattle. Teams that will probably go 4-0 and then miss a playoff as the result. Ooh, this is tough. This is the tough one, right? I think the Giants could go 4-0 in preseason and then miss the playoffs. But they're playing the Browns. What if the Browns go 4-0 and miss the playoffs? Oh. Try a different one. That one's too tough. That one's too hard. The Ravens. Ravens could easily go 4-0 in preseason and miss the playoffs. So there's one. Tampa Bay, they could go 4-0 in the preseason and miss the playoffs. Bengals, oh yeah, they can go 4-0 in the preseason and miss the playoffs. There was 4 teams last year, and they all missed the playoffs, and I loved it. Seattle and Cleveland were 2 of them. So I think it's going to be 3. I think Cincinnati will go 4-0 and miss the playoffs. Tampa Bay and Baltimore. I don't know why. They just seem like the teams that would show a lot of promise in preseason, however much promise preseason can contain and show, and then they sputter and spin out last minute. God, that'd be bad, wouldn't it? Man, I really don't know what else to talk about right now. I'm going to try Phil one more time. We'll be right back. All right, still no Phil. I got a few minutes before my next guest was supposed to be on, so I guess we can try him in a few. Now, that one, I didn't talk to him today. We confirmed, quote-unquote, Tuesday. So we'll see if he answers. Owner of the Massachusetts Pirates, Hassan Yatim. Oh, man, it is hot in the studio today. It's like 104 outside. And it's 102 inside. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and try Mr. Hassan Yatim. So give me just a moment. We'll see if we can wrangle up somebody that's supposed to be on tonight. All right, we'll be right back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and the owner of the Massachusetts Pirates, Hassan Yatim, is here to join me. Hassan, you guys are number 1 seed, brand new team in the league. How you feeling going into this weekend?
Oh boy, it's a great feeling. I mean, for a new franchise, for a new team, I mean, for such a short period of time, it's been, we felt like it's been a long year, and to be the number 1 seed, it feels great.
Now,
and you know what? We're just starting.
Yeah, no, I think you guys are in the perfect position to cap this off the right way with the championship. Now, of course, I know Amir from his days in Spokane. How good has he made you feel being the head coach of this new team, and has he exceeded your expectations?
Amir, we can't ask for anything more than him. I mean, he's such a great coach. He's good with the fans. He's good with the media. He's great with his players. I mean, he has his own personality. I mean, he's like a player's coach, and also at the same time is very strict. So and they work hard. He and his coaches work very hard, tirelessly. And you know what? That's the reason why we are one of the reasons why we are number 1 seed.
Now, of course, you guys have a big shadow cast over you being in Boston, which is like the sports capital of the world. And so here you are, number 1 seed. You guys are living up to the expectation pretty well. How do you even come about owning an indoor football team or an arena football team? Like, is it just something that you decide one day, I'd really like to try my hand at owning a sports franchise?
No, it never was in my mind. It's all from my son. I mean, he's a former arena quarterback. He played in the China Arena Football League. I mean, and he loves the game, and he loves the management part of the game. So he got me into it. He found that the National Arena League it's a new and up and coming league, and we decided to give it a shot.
Obviously, it's been, what I would assume, exceeding expectations as far as being the 1 seed and 1 game away from hosting a championship your first year out. How has the reception been in your mind from a community and fan standpoint bringing arena football to Boston?
The fans have been great. I mean, it's getting better every week. The city of Worcester has embraced us, and we keep getting positive reviews from everybody. Every time they come to the game, they loved it. They love the action. They love the fast-paced game. I mean, hopefully we plan to grow bigger and bigger. I mean, we are the Massachusetts Pirates. We're not only in the city of Worcester, we're the whole Massachusetts. So we try to spread the word out everywhere.
Yeah, of course. If you guys can put a whole state on it, you might as well, be part of that entire state. No need to have interstate divisions or anything. But
no,
you guys,
definitely.
You host your first playoff game this weekend, and it's against the Columbus Lions, who were in the championship last year. And then, of course, if you win, you will host the championship game. So from an owner's standpoint, win or lose, has this season been pretty much gone as well as you could have hoped for a first outing with a lot of unknowns?
We don't want to hear lose. No. I mean, this is not the end of the season. This is not the what we're hoping. We're hoping for a championship season. I mean, from day one, that's what we hope for, and that's what we want to accomplish. So if we lose to Columbus, it won't be good. It will be a sad feeling. But on the other hand, I think we had a successful season as a number one seed. But this does not say if we lose, we'll be. It won't be a successful season. Definitely not.
Yeah, and I understand completely. You're that close. You want to get there. You want to finish the race, so to speak. What kind of crowd are you guys expecting at your first postseason game this Saturday?
We are expecting the biggest crowd we ever had at the arena. So the fans are all excited, and they're ready to bring the thunder in. Pirates, the ninth man, they will be ready.
They'll be ready? Well, I certainly hope so.
Ready.
You guys were very hospitable when I was there. I loved the environment, the things that you guys have going on there. Everything was very well run and well put together. And as somebody who deals with front offices and ownership on a yearly basis with different teams and leagues, I can say that you guys definitely do it right there. So congratulations on a great first season so far. It's not over yet. It's not over yet, as you said, and you guys want that championship. But hey, I think congratulations are in order for just how well you guys have done up to this point.
Thank you. And you could not be done with a bunch of guys in the background. I mean, a lot of people put in a lot of hard work. I mean, it's not easy getting the team ready, getting the games ready, getting the operations ready. I mean, it's a lot of work, and you don't realize how much it is until you really get involved in it.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of people don't realize the behind-the-scenes stuff, and you have to have the right people in the right places, and you guys have definitely put that in the arena for the DCU Center and the Pirates. So I hope that every fan has a great experience. From what I heard, all the fans were having a great time throughout the season and at the game that I was at, which was probably one of the best ones all season. So for you guys to hoist a trophy at the end of this season, your first year out, obviously you would feel accomplished, but to bring a championship to another one, to the state of Massachusetts, where do you think that would put you and the Pirates at amongst the other greats in the sports world of Mass?
For a first championship, we just started climbing the ladder. So, well, it's a good start.
It's a good start.
We'll be the mini New England Patriots.
Well,
that's okay. We'll start there. We'll find out what happens down the road.
Hey, well, all the best of luck to you and the rest of the guys this weekend. Should be a great game. Of course, we will find out Saturday, a good chance of where the championship will be held. And then, of course, Tuesday we'll find out the other half of that equation. So enjoy
Yes.
the game, enjoy your first postseason, and hopefully not over yet. But Hassan, thank you so much for your time this evening, and congratulations again on a great, so far, inaugural season.
Thank you very much. I hope to see you during the championship game if we get there.
I would love nothing more, so I will let you know as soon as we find out where it's going to be. But enjoy and have a good
Thank
time
you.
Saturday. You
Thanks
take care.
for having me on.
You're
no
welcome.
problem. Bye.
And that was Hassan Yatim of the Massachusetts Pirates ownership, talking about how they won a championship their first year out. And so he might just get it. All right, we're going to go and try Phil one more time. One more time for Phil. We'll be right back. All right, folks, we got him. Phillip Barnett of the Carolina Cobras joining me now. You guys are the number 2 seed, and I know that nobody likes, being second best, but considering that you guys had one game less than everyone else, you still get to host a game, and there's a good chance you could host the championship. What's the mindset and mood been for you guys since that final whistle last weekend?
Oh man, the mindset is just take it one game at a time. We can't overlook anybody, even actually with the quarterback. So I mean, we don't know who it's going to be, so we just gotta prepare like we're playing against the best. So
yeah,
that's our mindset. Is worry about us and do what we do. So.
Yeah, that sounds like a very Coach Back thing to say, so I feel like he's probably feeding you lines right there. He's like, oh, you're talking to the fan show? Tell him this.
No. Actually, he doesn't even know about it. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you guys, you're going to host the defending champion Jacksonville Sharks, which defending is always an odd term in sports like this because there's no guarantee that they get to the championship to defend that title. However, you guys, they have to get through you. So if you win, we will, without a doubt, crown a brand new National Arena League champion. How would that feel to, even though it's not the championship, to knock off the former champions before they have a chance to have a crack at repeating?
Oh, it's definitely huge, just for the simple fact that Jacksonville's been in the Arena League for years. They were in the AFL 2 years ago, and they actually was pretty good in the AFL. So bringing them down to the NAL, we'll bring them to the NAL, and now us, our first year going up against them in the playoffs, it's definitely a huge honor. So we're definitely wanting to knock them off so we can get to the championship.
Yeah, I think you guys have definitely played well this season, to say the very least, overcome some obstacles. And so here you are, the 2 seed. You're going to host the postseason game. Now, of course, it would require what some would call an upset for Columbus to take down Mass in Mass. But if that happens and you guys win, you would host the championship. What would that mean to you guys your first year out as a team?
Oh man, that'd definitely be huge, especially hosting first year here, and with Mass and Columbus, we don't know what's going on with their quarterback, so that game is up in the air. So bringing the championship to Greensboro would be huge.
Yeah, I think it'd be a lot of fun for you guys to have that game there. You guys have a great fan base. Is it different for you guys? Because not a lot of football is played on a Tuesday, but you guys are going to know well before your warm-ups, even I'm sure a practice or two beforehand, who you could potentially face in the championship if you win your game. Like what kind of mind job is that to have half of it decided so early?
Well, honestly, we're trying to keep everything the same, even though we have our games on the Tuesday. We're actually having practice still the same. So we actually took three days off, I believe. So we're still having our 2 practices this week, and then ready for the game.
Yeah, I think you guys, it's no easy task to ask you to show up on a Tuesday night, especially with how far, the game was away from figuring out who you could potentially play. So I'm glad that you guys are in the right mind, mood, and just everything going on. I'm sure Coach Billy Back has you guys on a very strict regiment, but he also likes to keep it loose. Has he been kind of a bit relaxed? I don't know what postseason Billy Back is like.
I mean, Billy's not. He's still very very laid back, but he gets in our butt a little bit.
Spoken like a true player. Now, you and your roommate, Craig the Leg, have had some interesting features, and so now you guys are going into the postseason. Have you ramped up your shenanigans between each other at all?
No, I'm actually with him right now, and he actually just laughed at me for the comment that I just made. So those shenanigans never going away.
Well, good, because you need to have that kind of loose feeling, as close to you as you can, and what better way than a roommate like Craig. Could you have asked for a better roommate?
Oh my gosh, he's something else. We actually played together back in Tampa, so we already knew what we were getting ourselves into rooming together.
Now, if you guys ever get into a disagreement, and if he ever threatens to literally kick your butt, do you get scared? Because there's a lot of muscle in that leg, man.
Oh, I'll let him think that, but he knows deep down that I'll whoop him. Craig's a little too old for me, so he's almost 40. So.
Oh wow! Oh, I hope you have
he's
a safe
not
ride
almost
home.
40.
I
got my seatbelt on right now. So.
Well, hey, man, I'm glad that you guys are definitely a little loose and relaxed. I know that nobody likes the waiting game, and that's what you guys have ahead of yourselves. Tuesday night, it's got to be tough, but you guys will know. You got to take care of yourselves. You got to take care of your game, but you guys will know at least half the equation on Saturday, and so Sunday and Monday. If you guys just got to play Xbox all day or run routes or do practices or whatever, I'm sure there's going to be a way to help distract you from what's coming up for you. So I wish you guys the very best. It's been a great season otherwise for an expansion team and for you guys to be just a game shy of being the number 1 seed. But I know that when it comes down to it, you and Coach Back and the rest of the squad take care of business on game day.
Oh, of course. We definitely will. So we're looking forward to Tuesday night.
All right, man. Well, hey, like I said, best of luck. Tell Craig I said hello and Coach Back, and let him know that nothing bad was said about them on the show, because I do like to have them on from time to time. But I'm glad we were able to finally get you on. I didn't mean to interrupt dinner, but
no, you're fine. You're fine.
Hopefully, we've got better things to talk about, after this upcoming week. But hey, take care of yourself, take care of the guys, and go out there and take care of business. All right.
Most definitely, man. Appreciate it.
All right. You have a good night, Phil.
You too. Bye.
All right. We got them both. It was a tough one, but we got them both. Phillip Barnett, Hassan Yatim. You got words from the Pirates, words from the Cobras. That's the matchup that a lot of people want. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. No way around it. We could have a rematch of last year's championship, which I don't think would disappoint. I really don't. And that's not me being an optimist. That's me being a realist. Jacksonville and Columbus, they have a history together. Why wouldn't you want that game? But people just, they want parity. They want something different. So it starts with if Jacksonville loses to Carolina, now you're going to have a new champion. Would that be Carolina? Would that be Columbus? Would that be Massachusetts? We won't know until the championship. But, of course, that game is second. So we won't know if there's going to be a new champion and the 50-50 chance of who it might be until the Jacksonville game on Tuesday against Carolina. A lot of things happening in the world of the National Arena League this coming weekend/week. I don't even know what to call it. But you have your first game Saturday. Set your alarms, folks, at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. The Columbus Lions will go to Worcester, Mass. and take on the Massachusetts Pirates. Winner will advance. And here's the interesting kicker. Something to think about during that game is that if Massachusetts wins, they will host the championship. No ifs, ands, or buts. Okay, they're the number 1 seed. They would host. If Columbus wins, they're not going to host. Like, they are going to either go to Jacksonville or Carolina. So one will either definitely host or the other will not host at all. And then, of course, you got the other game where if Carolina or Jacksonville want to host, then Columbus has to win. So that's your NAL postseason picture right now. The playoff. I'm not going to say playoffs because it's just one, and then you're not done yet. All roads to the NAL championship game go through this Saturday and Tuesday in Worcester, Mass. and Greensboro, North Carolina. So that will do it for this Tuesday edition. It was a little messy, but we got through it. We got you 45 good minutes of fan show. Not the best, but still great nonetheless. So until next week, ladies and gentlemen, I need to go have a drink. I need to go see some football. I need to have a beer. I need to just relax and unwind, get out of this heat, because it's probably what's making me go crazy. So thank you again to Hassan and Phillip for being my guest tonight. Well, I hope you guys didn't tune out before I got either of them on. But anyway, you guys have a great rest of your night, great weekend, and we'll see you next week here on The Fan Show. So don't forget, follow, like, share, and love. Thank you again for 1,000 Facebook likes. Subscribe, iTunes, SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, and then, of course, retweet, like, share, comment, whatever on social media. But we will be back next week. Until then, best of luck to you and yours. Go Niners, and remember, it's all fun and games until you butt fumble. Good night, folks.
Do you remember the time that Mark Sanchez ran into his own player's butt? That was funny sports.
Thank you for having me on the show, man. I love the Fan Show.